Hey guys, how's it going? It's Thang and welcome to part 1 of my Sansevieria collection. I actually filmed this whole entire thing, but when I looked at it, it was like over, I think an hour and 10-20 minutes long. So I broke it down into 2 parts. Each of them is 30 something minutes long. So anyways, enjoy part 1. Hey you guys, it's Thang and welcome to my Sansevieria collection video. As you can see, we are doing Sansevierias today. Okay, so I actually waited until it was dark outside because it was super glaring with the sun, which, I mean, I do like it shining in, but it was too glaring. Anyway, so this is my entire Sansevieria collection. Unfortunately, I sold the bigger ones already, so they are no longer here anymore. It's just, there's no space for them. They've just gotten gigantically huge. You know, I've had them for 4 or 5 years. It's just huge. Okay, so this video might be a little bit long, so I guess grab some popcorns or snacks and water. You can always pause it anytime. Also, if those of you who are interested, I do pre-orders on Facebook, but it is for Canadians only. I think pre-order starts in March, so you have to go look that up. Anyways, let's get started on these babies. Okay, so this is pretty much all the Sansevierias that I currently have. They are about 4 to 5 years old. I started collecting these because, you know, they were pretty popular and people wanted them, but, you know, I didn't really have any interest in them. So I started collecting a few, and then it just kind of got out of hand. And if you've noticed that I only collect the hard leaf Sansevierias versus the softer leaf, or well, actually I do have some medium leaves ones right here. But most of it, it's actually the harder leaves that I do collect versus the softer leaf, like the honey stuff, right? Why? Well, they're more resilient, and they don't die as quick as the softer leaves. So that's why I like them, and there's tons of varieties of them. Anyways, okay, let me show you just like the whole collection. Yeah. Okay, so let's start with this one. This one is called a Sansevieria Margarita. It is a brand new hybrid that I just got in this year. I believe only a few people have gotten this one. But yeah, it is fully rooted. Look how beautiful and gorgeous that looks like. Absolutely stunning, right? So I can't wait until what this looks like after a year. Look, it has 1 pup right there. Nice. And then 2 and then 3 pups. It has total 3 pups. Beautiful texture, gorgeous. Absolutely stunning. Okay, so this next one is called a Sansevieria Pagoda hybrid. Gorgeous itself. Look at this. Right, it is smaller because I've left it in a smaller pot like this. It can grow a lot bigger if you put it into a bigger pot. That's really up to you, but it does have 1 pup here. You know, I think I might separate. Oh, 2 pup, 3 pups. So this is also a pupper. Beautiful hybrid. Gorgeous, right? Yep. Okay, so this is called a Sansevieria Johannesburg. Oh god. Okay, hold on. Johannesburg. There you go. Johannesburg Variegata. This one I got last year, but it hasn't fully grown as much as the other one. I think this one is a slower growing one, but it's pretty beautiful as well. So this one is called a Sansevieria Masoniana Boncel Variegata. So this is the regular variegation versus the white one, which is called Boncel or Rosette. I think my seller accidentally sent me this. See? So I still have it, and I was supposed to sell this, but unfortunately it actually was infected with mealybugs, and it was like rotting away. So I had to cancel on them, and then you know, I've cleaned up the mealybugs, the scales, remove all the rot, and here we are today. Very beautiful little plants. I think it has another one, 2 of them coming out in the bottom. Yeah, 2 of them. So I might move this into a bigger pot. And this one is called a Sansevieria blue leaf variegata. You can tell it's called blue leaf because the leaves are actually bluer than normal. When you compare it to the other plants, the leaves right here. So there are, what was it? Sansevieria blue leaf variegata, Kismayo, and Robusta, and they look very similar. But once you look at the leaf itself, the leaf is actually bluer, so you can tell which one is the blue leaf. Oh, and even Lavranos, but Lavranos has a certain shape to it. But anyways, this one is the blue leaf variegata. It is still a baby. I've gotten some sunburn to it, but that's okay. And this one grows gigantic. It can grow huge, girl, huge. You can see, like, it's bluish. That's why it's called blue leaf variegata. Very nice. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Leopard. Oh god. Leopard Batt Variegata. Yep, I've gotten it like about last year, but it didn't start to root until this summer. Yeah, sometimes it takes quite a while to root, even though you've done all the right stuff, but it has rooted and it's growing a little baby right there. The reason why it's growing a little baby is because the center here is probably dead or dried up, and so usually how plants work is once the center dries up, it just comes out with a new baby. So there's the new baby that's coming out. Nice. So can't wait until this grows bigger. Look at that. This little sad thing is called a Sansevieria Royal Crown Variegata right here. I have a tiny little baby. It hasn't grown much because I've kind of like superly neglected it. But it does have root. It does have, it is growing. Words, English, explanation, stuff. Anyways, I sold the bigger one to someone this year. Because I have the small one and also I have the white one as well, so there's no point in holding on the bigger one. So I have this tiny one. It's kind of tragic, but that's okay. We'll leave it alone. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Masoniana Boncel or Masoniana Boncel Variegata, and this one is rosette, Masoniana rosette. This one is the whiter version of the greener version that I just showed you earlier. And this one I also had to cancel because one, it wasn't as variegated and also it was dying too. So the most important thing is the codex right here. This is the codex. Even if, you know, your leaf dies or whatever, as long as the codex is intact, a newer leaf comes out. Look how beautiful it's come out, right? Look how beautiful that leaf is. So you just gotta give it time. But it's whatever, right? Whatever. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Boncel Platinum. So some of if you've noticed, some of these are ones that I cancel or can't sell to people because they kind of end up dying on the fact that they kind of start rotting or they don't look too well. And you know, I had to cancel this one as well because it started dying on them, and then I've just nursed it back to life. Very beautiful. And the reason, look, see the middle right here, that's the original plant. It just started dying, so I had to cancel on them, you know. And then I don't throw the Sansevieria out until the rhizome or the center fully rots. Then I'll throw it out. Other than that, you know, I'll just pot it up, water it, roots, and then if it gives me babies, look at this. Cute little babies, right? Cute little babies. Oof, love it. Okay, so this is called a Sansevieria Boncel Dwarf. Okay, also same thing as well. This was dying, and I felt so bad for the guy because every single order he kept ordering and it kept dying on him as I received it. So I had to keep like canceling until finally one came in that didn't rot. Finally, anyways, I kept it. because these were rotting, and I just look. It's so nice now, right? It's so beautiful. It's so tiny and small and so cute. Oh, so cute. I love it. Okay, so this is called a Sansevieria silver blue or Kirkii silver blue because this is in the Kirkii family. This is an extra, like it was very tiny, so I kept it. But I think it's rooted. Yeah, it's rooted. It has a tiny little baby. Same thing. The center is probably dried out or dead. That's why it's pushing out a baby. But you know, it's still dried because like once it fully roots and drinks water, all this would open up. All this would open up and it'll be perfectly fine. As long as the rhizome isn't, you know, rotted away, you just keep feeding it water until it opens up. It's supposed to be a very beautiful plant. This can get gigantically huge too, but I have it in a small tiny pot. Look at all these kitties. They're very, very cute kitties. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Kismayo Variegata or Kismayo Variegata. They're both the same thing, just spelled differently. But this is very beautiful. So this versus the blue leaf, they're very, very similar, but this is more greener versus the blue leaf. And also when this grows out, it's more, it twists a little bit more versus the blue leaf. So it's, a lot of the plants are extremely similar. You just have to kind of have an eye for what is what. But yeah, this is a Kismayo. It's beautiful too. Okay, so unfortunately, this one has no name. I don't know what it is. If you know what it is, please let me know. It is fully rooted. It's not a Masonania or Fistery. So I don't know. My seller just kind of randomly sent me stuff, and I don't know what they are. They don't tell me what they are either. But I guess, you know, it's something I'm just going to take care of and grow, and we'll see where it goes with this one. Yeah. So this one is called a Sansevieria Hallii baseball bat Variegata. It's a recent one. I just got in as well, but it hasn't fully rooted as well. I should water this more often. A lot of people are afraid to water them, and unfortunately they just stay like this, where it's like they're kind of dormant. There's no water around them. They don't want to grow roots. And what ends up happening is that because the leaves are shut like this, it's actually very susceptible to mealybugs, to other infestation within here. So you have to try to get it to root, and if you can, you know, open it up and see if there is an infestation. If there is, you just have to clean it out. Maybe that is the problem, why it's not rooting or it's looking terrible. Is when the leaf is shut, there's more chance that it will infest in here. You'll just have to clean it out, and hopefully that would, you know, hopefully that would do the trick. Yes, English words, explanation. So speaking of which, so this is called a Sansevieria, Macrophylla Variegata right here. Oh, Macrophylla Variegata. So I was mentioning in the last plant that because sometimes when it closes like this, right, it does have a higher chance of infestation. As you see, there was an infestation of mealybugs here. I just had to clean it up. It hasn't fully rooted yet, right, because I've also neglected to water this. So when you water it, it'll want to throw out a root. Maybe it'll take longer, but also keep an eye in here, just so that if there is an infestation, you do clean it out. It does look beautiful once there's a lot of leaf. Once there's water. Once it feeds on water. Also, all the wrinkles do go away once, you know, it does feed on water. Okay, so don't worry about the wrinkly part. Worry if the plant is still alive, the rhizome's still alive. Okay. But it's supposed to be a very beautiful plant. This one's just not there yet. Okay, so this one, this is a fun one. This one is called a Sansevieria Gracilliam Variegata. I always keep calling it Gracilliamus. It's not Gracilliamus, it's Gracilliam. Anyway, so my original plant rotted and died. And then I propagated through leaf cutting, whatever leaf it had. And So I think you get like a 50-50 chance whether or not it comes out variegated or it comes back to a reverted regular form. Remember, Sansevierias are chimera plants, so it requires, the best way to propagate them is through offsets. That's it. That's it. Because leaf cuttings, you might have a 50-50% chance to actually get it to variegate, or it will just revert back to normal right here, which, you know, to its original plant, not even a non-variegated version of that plant, to its original plant. So, you know, there's a chance, right? This one is called a Sansevieria Bantheing. I keep calling this Blathrin. I don't know why. Bantheing. This one is called a Sansevieria Bantheing, and I actually didn't order this. I don't know how I ended up with one, but I'm glad I did because it is a stunning plant. Look at that. Look how beautifully gorgeous that is. It is stunningly beautiful. Look at the texture, the patterns that it gives. Absolutely gorgeous plants, right? So it's very beautiful. So it does have 1-2 offset. I might offset that this year. I also might put it into a bigger pot so it can grow a lot bigger. I think it's one of the ones I would recommend if it does go on sale. Bantheing. Beautiful plant, absolutely beautiful. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Pagoda Tower. There you go, Pagoda Tower. These are tiny little pups. So it does get a lot bigger than these. These are very, very hard leaf Sansevierias. But it does get a lot bigger than this. This is like kind of nothing to show off at the moment. But so the story behind this is someone was ordering it, but they want it now. And then I did have this in stock, but it was like bigger. So I removed a pup or two and sent them the original mother plant. So they got the original mother plant, and I still have tiny little pups. Yay! They're cute. I love this one. This one's really cute. Okay, so this sad little thing is called Sansevieria CH16122. It is one of the first one from this new cellar that I got in. This one is actually very spectacular when it's grown, and I'll show you a picture afterwards. But this story behind this one, because I was selling a lot of them off, I just kind of kept a little pup for myself, and that's why it's kind of sad. It is rooted. It's just kind of sad looking. The majority of the time when you receive a plant, it is sad looking. You just have to, you know, give it TLC and wait, and then it'll just become spectacular, and you'll love it. I think that's one of the reasons why I like people who have a lot of patience, because it gives them a nice reward in the end, because then, you know, they do all this work and they have all this patience, and the plant just rewards them with how beautiful and stunning their hard work and patience paid off. Words, English explanation. I think that would be my catchphrase. Okay, so this one was available this year. It's called Sansevieria Black Ant. I think it was expensive at the beginning, and then it just kind of price dropped. But yeah, it's one of those dwarf Sansevieria. I don't think it gets a little bit bigger, but I don't think it gets bigger than this. I don't think it does get bigger than this. So I mean, this is how small it gets. This is how small it is. Yeah. But it was like the Margarita too. Like sometimes they just, you know, it's just as small as that. That's it. Sansevieria comes in all different shapes and sizes, man. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Kirkii Brown because it's brown. So there are two versions to this. There's this brown one, and there's this Volpacha one as well, which is a little grenisher than brown. And this one also hasn't fully rooted as well. But once it does, like all these leaves will open up. But make sure that you do check these leaves week after week if there's any mealybug infestation. If there's, you just clean them out, and that's it, right? Just keep checking to see if there is. But yeah, once it root and it finally drinks water, all the wrinkles goes away. It becomes a hard leaf plant, and it's just gorgeous. Look how nice that is. Nice. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Ballyi Variegata. Ballyi Variegata. Yes, Ballyi Variegata. So this is what it looks like. So disclaimer on this plant. The variegation on this is absolutely random. Just because your mother, actually pretty much with all the plants too. Disclaimer. So a lot of people want variegated plants, which is understandable, right? But sometimes, a lot of the times, it does not guarantee pups that are variegated, and it does not guarantee that the leaf will, or the plant will continue variegation. But as long as the DNA genetics is there, it'll pop out pups that does have variegation, or sometimes doesn't have variegation. So you just have to pay patience. You know, if the plant pops out that doesn't have variegation, you know, you can cut it off and see if the next pup has variegation, right? It's just one of those things. You just have to be patient. But yeah, so this is one of the disclaimer for one of these plants is that it's just very extremely random whether the pup has variegation or the pup of the pup has variegation. So, but I mean, it's a pretty plant. It's a trailing type of plant. Very beautiful. Okay, so this big one is called a Sansevieria Iceman. It is also from one of my newer sellers as well. Iceman, right here. Iceman. And even though it looks rough, the texture is very, very smooth. This one, unfortunately, is not drinking as much water because it does have a few pups down here. So you got one pup, two pup at the moment. So once I separate the pups, the mother plant will probably drink a lot more water. So I probably have to water this twice a week. And it is actually very susceptible to fungal infection right here through water. So you may not want to water this one from top down, maybe just like down there. But yeah, it's got to remove this, right? That's, you know, you get dry leaf, you just remove it. You just remove it. But it's it's a very beautiful plant. Oh my God, how do I show you? There you go. It's a Boncel version, but it's extremely smooth, very shiny, good texture, good pattern. Love this plant too. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Renjana. Renjana, right there. Sorry, Renjana. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Renjana, right here. And this one came from my seller at very last minute as well. It's supposed to be very beautiful, but unfortunately, I haven't really watered it too much. So the leaves haven't actually fully opened, or it's stretching a little bit more than normal. And I'm supposed to like separate the two, but you know, I guess I haven't bothered separating them. So I just left them in here. They're very beautiful. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Durian. Okay, I know a lot of you don't like durian, but I love durian. Durian is one of my favorite food in the world. I love it so much. And then you're probably like, Thang, how do you stand that smell? It's so disgusting. I'm like, I love that smell. It's so intoxicating. I love it so much. Anyways, so this is one of the newer hybrids that was shown off and sold. It was a little pricey, but that's okay. But it does have a tiny little pup, and I love this one. I was waiting for this one to be able to be on sale for quite a while, and luckily it was. And I was able to get myself one of these. I love it so much. Oh, I can't wait until this grows old. I mean, it looks like nothing at the moment, but once it gets older, it'll be spectacular. Love this one. Okay, so this big kahuna is called a Sansevieria Sawasdee. Anyways, look how beautiful that is. It is so thick, girl. It's doing this because it has a tiny baby on the side right here. It is so thick. It is beautiful. You can tell it's as big as my hand. It's probably bigger than my hand. But usually it's supposed to be like this, upright, right? But I guess I'm just gonna leave it. It's just doing its thing. But it is gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Alright, so I think how old is it? This is like 2 years old now. And it's given me one single pop. Very beautiful. Honestly, I wish I had a house. So I can just like remove the pops and like let it grow on its own, you know, all that stuff. See, look. It's very carapace like. It's like this is very carapace, right? Very beautiful. Gorgeous. Look, there's a new root coming out. Oh, you know what you want to do. Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Pinguiculata Variegata. Sansevieria Pinguiculata Variegata. Man, many years and I still can't. I'm not able to pronounce that word fluidly. Anyway, so this is called a Pinguiculata Cuilata, whatever. Anyways, cream version. And this is the regular one that you would see on sale quite a lot. So story behind this one is because someone bought theirs and it rotted out, so I sent them mine instead. So my seller replaced that one and I kept this one, the one that was replaced, right? So rather, because this is a very expensive plant itself, so I'd rather, you know, have them have mine, which is already rooted and stuff, and then I just keep the replacement, right? Just to make people happy. It is root. Oh, it has a tiny little pup on the side too. Look, it has a tiny little pup on the side. These pop really easily. Yeah, you know, just to make people happy. I can always get these quite often or quite easily. So it's not a problem for me to send mine out versus like, you know, having somebody to wait and then they might kill theirs as well. Look at that puppy, is so cute. Pinguicula. Oh, they're also called walking Sansevierias because they do walk. They look like they're walking. They're very, very cute. And this next one is also within that line. This is called a Sansevieria Pinguiculata X Lavranos Variegata. Oh, it's called the unicorn plant. They're actually all called the unicorn plant, but this one itself is called the unicorn form because instead of like the leaves going out flat, it just points up, and it's a very, very good looking plant. I need to water this quite a little bit more because it seems like it is drying out, but look how beautiful that is, right? Pretty gorgeous, pretty absolutely stunning of a plant. Can't wait. I think I've had this for like 3 years now, and it's very slow growing. This one is very, very slow growing versus the other Pinguiculata. But yeah, I don't think it gives me any pups. It's okay. All right, so we are going through the Pinguiculatas. This is called the Sansevieria Pinguiculata Black Variegata. Right here, so it's not the cream form, it's called the black form or the green form, whatever, because you have the green original leaf here. That's why it's called black. So it's not cream, it's just, you know, these ones are actually more expensive than the cream one because I believe the majority of the Pinguiculata ends up being the cream form because it just kind of like negates all the original leaf color. Oh, I think this might be doing it too. Oh, no, it has that green. So yeah, so this one it's always going to be a little bit more expensive versus the other one. Very beautiful plant. It's also called a walking Sansevieria as well. It doesn't have any pop. I think I got this year, that's why. Yeah, I've gotten this year. Why is it in this pot versus the other? Because I ran out of the other pots, so that's why. But it looks pretty good in this pot, right? Yeah, it looks pretty good in this pot. But we're gonna switch it out to the other pots when I get more of them. And this is the last Pinguiculata that I have. It's called the Pinguiculata Silver Variegata right here. Why is it called silver? It's because it has white variegation or silvery variegation. That's why it's called silver. And that looks a lot different than the regular Pinguiculatas. Very spectacular, a little bit more pricier than all of the other Pinguiculata, but it looks spectacular. Love the form, love the texture, love the color. It's just magnificent, isn't it? Okay, so this one is called a Sansevieria Rorida Variegata. It's actually the very first Rorida that I got. Sorry, there you go, Rorida Variegata. It is growing very, very slowly. Sansevieria Rorida are the slowest growing Sansevierias I've known. I've had this for I think 4 years now, and it's, look how tiny it is. It is so small. I got it as a tiny little baby. I think it's like very, very small like this, and now it's just like, it's only this big. It's only this big so far. And it's pretty fragile. Well, it's not fragile at all, but the rooting system is pretty fragile. I should like bury it and just let it root, because it has like this tiny little root. But whatever, it's super cute. It's super cute. So this one is also a Sansevieria Rorida Variegata right here. This is the second Rorida that I have. The reason is because this is bigger and the other one's smaller. And I like this, how this looks. This looks magnificent. Doesn't that look magnificent? That looks beautiful. This is because I sunburnt it. I brought it inside and then I just sunburnt it. But silly me, do not sunburn your Sansevieria Rorida Variegata. It's just cosmetic. That's okay, it'll recover one day, not a problem. But look how, this is the crowning jewel of the Sansevieria world. Sansevieria Roridas are extremely slow growing. I got this as like here and this as well. It just grew this much this year. That's all it grew. It grew this tiny little leaf right there, and that's a bit. It has a new leaf coming out. You see that? It has a new leaf. Oh, I don't know how long that's gonna take, but man, this thing is beautiful. And on the back, it is yellow variegation. It looks green because I am feeding it tap water, which does have chlorine in it, which does add to the green. And also it has artificial sun, not you know, our sun, so it is a little less yellow than before. But once you put it into sunlight and you know, you water it with like rainwater, it'll come through. The yellow will come through, don't worry. So this is quite normal when you are inside, and also, you know, watering it. I almost said coloring it. Coloring it with regular water, tap water, coloring. It's so beautiful. I love it so much. This one is called a Sansevieria Yellow Rose. It is one of the newer hybrids that was available for sale this year. And I love it very much. It's one of the softer leaf Sansevierias, which unfortunately I don't like, but I love this so much. Okay, so it's supposed to be yellowy, but because we are inside artificial light and also tap water, it is greener. So once the summer comes, this should turn more yellow because it's supposed to be beautiful. It's supposed to look how the leaves are. It's just beautiful. Isn't that? It's supposed to be gorgeously beautiful. Gorgeously beautiful. So I got myself one of these, a little bit expensive, but you know, I gotta entice people, right? I gotta buy it and entice people just to like show them how beautiful it can get, right? So very, very lovely plant. Super lovely. Okay, so that is going to be the end of part 1 for my Sansevieria collection. Let me know which one you like the most, which one that you're looking forward to, you know, I guess obtaining, getting, and stay tuned for part 2. So most likely it will be posted within this week, or I'll have the link in the description. No, sorry, I'll update the description with the link for part 2. Anyways, like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!